Most people remember Tower Tom at the Beantown Brewery. Before his raid on Red Turret at the Federal Reserve stockpile, he was having trouble feeding people. Some of them talked about leaving. A group of those who did end up leaving set up in between Covenant and Bunker Hill. Now, this wasn't exactly a good place to set up. After all, there isn't a lot of places to raid around the area. Not that don't have other raiders already picking the best. However, they did have one advantage that other raiders don't. First, what they did was they went ahead and they made sure that their place looked as not lived in as possible. Hire some ghouls to clean out some radiation barrels, throw those up there, and all in all, they were able to make a good go of it. In fact, they were able to buy a few things from Deb. After all, she claims that she fixes up stuff. Does she make stuff too? All nice and boarded up. Huh. What's that sign? Oh. Well, now the sign makes sense. We'll just, yeah. Nice old trap that doesn't call attention to itself. Well, they're doing some stealth farming. After all, one lone raider doesn't attract much attention. And we'll go inside here in a minute. But their farming isn't for food. Quite the opposite. Hunter equals death. Now, one of their numbers used to live in here, but they have since passed on. But this is where they brew their beer, among other things. Their old comrades, mattress, just a little bit of stuff lying around. Not too much. They always thought that he was a bit of a freak wanting to sleep alone. Weirdest thing, but whatever. But here's where they do some testing, make sure that the beer is good, that it's got good alcohol content, you know, all the good stuff. Now, heading inside, make sure to wipe off your feet. One of the blood bugs that they've, disposed of. Now this gal right here, she's the one who actually takes it to Covington and Covenant and Bunker Hill. He's in charge of distilling, and she makes the wort. She does most of the work. See,
I didn't sleep very good last night.
Well, we'll get into that in a moment. Some stuff where they make their wort, but if you also notice, add flavorings to it and everything, but if you also notice, you'll see a ton of pre-war food just lying around. And that's for a reason. See, they don't really cook much. They get old war food, pre-war food, from Bunker Hill and Covenant. Now, here's where they bottled their beer. They pop up one of the barrels right there. They fill it up. Some snacks around. but they use the tongs to put the cap on. That stuff is additives that they add in for a little bit of flavor. Um, let's not go into that. But they also do distilling because they found that they can make more money per bottle by distilling it into other forms of alcohol. And here they've got a little bit of aging going on. The bottles indicate, what it is. Sometimes they make vodka if they can get a hold of a bunch of potatoes. And up here, I just want to point out that little sculpture of a plane made out of bullets. I love that. But, yeah, they've got a whole bunch of stuff, communal food, radio that they'll often sit and just listen to. A few various chairs just lying around. A gnome in a cage. But, this guy, the distiller, he likes to hoard food. And, yeah. Hand on the, Mr. Jangles. I love that little detail. Pat on the head. But this person, the person who takes the beer to those locations, has a bit of a Kim addiction. She really should lay off the jet and buff out. And say go. Anyway, this is the brewmaster, so to speak. Her bed. Dreamcatcher statue. And the distiller, well, he's perhaps the most childish of the bunch. And, a bucket to flush the toilet with. They don't have running... Skull. Okay, why do you have fancy lad snack cakes in the bath? Never mind. And here, they don't use the tub for washing themselves. They clean up their stuff. In all honesty, this is partially an experiment in taking a location and telling a bit of a story through just decorating. In game, raiders have so little in the way of decoration, and it's hard to find something to, make a place stand out and say, this is a raider place beyond, chairs and skulls and stuff. But I really want to try here. In my next one, there's going to be an even bigger experiment. That one will focus more on... What a lovely day. We'll focus more on the pre-war stories. But yeah, they make beer and alcohol, send it to Covenant and Bunker Hill. I don't know why I keep on calling it Covington. I'm not going to worry about turning that back off. And then over here, and we're wrapping up. Now, Tower Tom isn't pleased with them, and that's part of the reason why he has his gal out at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Lasers, but they're savvy. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope that you enjoyed. Peace!